Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague expanded, and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole empire mourned. More than 7,000 people accompanied him on his last procession.
It's a hell of a turnout for a funeral.
The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire was Charles's son, Wenceslas IV, whose father had prepared him for this moment all his life. But Wenceslas did not take after his father. He neglected affairs of state for more frivolous pursuits. He even failed to turn up for his own coronation as emperor, which did little to endear him to the Pope. Wenceslas the Idle did not impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted until the nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing disorder to gain greater power for himself. He invaded Bohemia with a massive army and began pillaging the territories of the king's allies. It is here that my story begins.
Yes. Welcome, my dear friends, to something a little different. I suppose not really all that different. Kingdom Come, Deliverance. And we are playing on hardcore. And we have died. One day you were throwing stones with your pal Fritz, but hitting a tree didn't entertain him for long. The last words you ever hear were, "And this is how a trebuchet shoots." Died again. It seems just so strangely quiet that evening, and when you went outdoors you found out why. All your neighbours were standing there, motionless, carrying torches. You were never very popular. And we survived this time. Third time's the charm. Medieval life is full of uncertainty and woes. Spring gives way to winter, and the years have borne away your carefree youth. Neither have you escaped the blows of fate. Like every man judged by God, you too have your cross to bear. Select at least 2 negative perks that will stay with you for the whole game. I'm going to get them all, because I'm a masochist. So, nightmares. Since childhood, you've been troubled by a recurring nightmare in which you're being chased by a colourful jester. Although the dream is repeated night after night, it still frightens you as much as when you were little. You awake so shook up that all your stats are lowered for a while. Claustrophobia. When you were a child, you got your head stuck inside a pail and couldn't get it off all day until your father took an axe to it. Ever since then, you've had a fear of enclosed spaces. Wearing a helmet with the visor down makes you so anxious that your attacks are weakened. Haemophilia. Like your father and his father before him, you're afflicted with a family curse. All it takes is a scratch, and you start to bleed like a stuck pig. Once it starts, the bleeding is faster and is harder to stop. Numbskull. Your mother dropped you on the head as a baby. She kissed it better, and the bump soon faded, but ever since you're a little slow at getting the hang of things. This lowers your acquisition of experience. Consumption. You once caught a nasty chill and ended up with a persistent cough. Many thought you'd never survive, but eventually you healed. Nevertheless, since that time, you don't breathe very well and your stamina regenerates more slowly. Shakes. When you were too little to know any better, you fell into the well. It was hours before they heard you crying and got you out. Ever since then, you get the shakes from time to time, as if you were back again in the dark, chilly well. Obviously, that's not good for archery, pickpocketing, or lockpicking. Tapeworm, when you've got an appetite, you'll eat anything you can get your hands on. Folks say you eat enough for two. It's like you have a visitor in your guts who's eating you out of house and home. You get hungry faster, so you have to eat more often. Somnambulant, you've always been a restless sleeper, sometimes so much so that you get up from your bed and go walking. It's not unusual for you to wake up somewhere else than where you went to bed. And brittle bones, ever since you were little, stairs and ladders have been your worst enemies. All it takes is a little fall, and your bones break with an awful crack. You suffer much worse injuries than others when you fall. Okay, let's do this. Ultra hardcore Henry. The early 15th century was a time of turmoil in the Holy Roman Empire, which had flourished under the late Emperor Charles IV, but now, with his son Wenceslas the Idle on the Bohemian throne, was falling into disarray. The king's inactivity angered many of the nobility, as well as his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Bugger it. Enjoy the pretty cutscene. It really is pretty. Ooh, rabbits. Deer. Cows. People. More people. Skeleton. Sir Radzig.
God bless. Same to you. Today's a scorcher.
Well, husband, how goes it?
Good. I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
At this hour? Blue-blooded idler.
Well, it looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Go and get the lazy bones up then. Quick clout round the ear should do it.
Henry! Get up now. There's work to be done.
Do I have to?
Get up or I'll come get you up, you slug of bed.
Hear
Oh,
that?
bloody hell.
You'd better not vex him. Now get up quick. Your breakfast is on the table. Wait, what's this? Have you been... Oh, Henry. How many times have I told you about fighting?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a scratch.
You've been at that sword play again, haven't you? You'd better pray your father doesn't get to hear of it. You know how he feels about it.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that. I just scratched myself is all.
Well, just don't come crying to me if you really do get hurt. Now get up, you rogue.
Who else am I going to come crying to except my mother? If I get hurt. It's kind of the rules.
A fine state you're in this morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
Well, we were chatting in the tavern, weren't we?
Nothing much. Me and the lads were just having a chat in the tavern. Some wayfarer stopped by. He was telling us what's going on in the world, and well, I lost track of time.
Well, I hope he didn't fill your head with nonsense. Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
Oh, why would I be interested in sword fighting? At all. Even remotely.
You think he's teaching me sword fighting, don't you? What use would that be to me? Here. I'm not lying to you, Ma.
All right, then, if you say so. I don't mean to pry, but you know your father takes a dim view of such things.
I'm not lying to you, Ma. The thing Henry says to his mother whenever he's lying to her. See, go to the sword fighting lesson. Already.
Did Matthew and Fritz come looking for me?
No, I haven't seen them this morning. They shouldn't be hard to find. They'll be hanging around a tavern somewhere, as usual.
Oh, come on. We've only got the one in town.
That's unfair.
Really? So where were you until the small hours last night?
I was with Bianca, of course.
You mean at Bianca's tavern? And who was there with you? No, don't tell me. Let me guess. Matthew and Fritz. Well, at least you were with Bianca. You should hold on to that one, Hal. She's a clever girl. And invite her for supper sometime. Your father's very fond of her.
Yeah, but who'd run the
Of
pub?
course he is. He thinks he'll be able to wheedle the secret of beer brewing out of her.
You're right there. You'd think he was planning to become a brewer in his dotage. Still, that's your father for you. At least he's interested in something, unlike you lot. You're too busy getting into mischief to do an honest day's work. If Fritz and Matthew carry on this way, they'll wind up swinging one day. You mark my words.
Can I get something to eat?
I left some breakfast on the table. Help yourself.
Do you need me to do anything, Ma?
Ah, you're a good lad. But I'm fine. It's your father needs helping with that sword.
Is Father angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's
I
not
suppose
as young
I
as he
did.
was. And you know how his joints pain him. He's too proud to complain, but he needs your help, Henry.
I know. Don't worry, Ma. Of course I'll help him.
Good. He always says his knees ache when there's a storm coming. I hope they're wrong this time. It's looking like such a nice day.
Yeah, it's one of those days where time stands still until I do a certain thing. Okay. Nope. As if you can't pick stuff up from the table when you're sitting at it. That just seems silly to me. There we go. Fiddly bloody lentil soup to get to. Now, cheese as well. Always need cheese. Now, this is completely unmodded, vanilla, hardcore mode. So, yeah, it could get a little long-winded, but it'll get interesting. Problem is, I've never actually finished this game. I keep starting it and restarting it and restarting it, and then of course other games come out and I get sidetracked and all of that.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
Well, maybe I should get something to eat, 'cause I'm starting to get hungry. It's a good idea to stick to stuff that doesn't reduce your energy like that cheese does. That'll do. Okay. What do you want?
What's the matter with you, Henry? Didn't you hear me calling you?
Oh. Sorry, I wanted to have a look around.
Sorry, Father. I was taking a stroll and lost track of time. Somehow I had a feeling I was seeing everything for the first time.
How, my boy? When are you going to get some sense? Anyway, we've a lot of work to do today. I'm finishing the sword for Sir Radzig, and I need your help.
With what?
I'm running out of charcoal. Run to the market and buy a bag from the charcoal burner.
I'll need some money then.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Kunesh still owes me for an axe, a hammer, and the nails I sold him a month ago. Not to mention his debt from before. Go and tell him to pay at least the axe and hammer, and then use the money to buy the charcoal.
Kunesh? That drunkard? That'll be fun.
Well, you're a big lad now. I'm sure you can manage. If not, tell him that next time I'll come myself and personally use that hammer to bang those nails into his arse.
Sure I'll be happy to hear it. Is that all?
Not quite. The Chamberlain at the castle has the crossguard for Sir Radzig's sword, which I had engraved in Sasau.
You want me to go and pick it up? Alright. Money, charcoal, crossguard. Got it.
And ale. Stop off at the tavern on your way home. I know you'll be going there anyway to see that girl of yours. But make sure the ale's still cool from the cellar when you get back.
Her name is Bianca.
Right, so make sure Bianca draws me a nice cool one. Run along now, work won't wait.
Well, crossguard first. Yannick, Yaroslav, how are you, buddies?
I'll be with you.
I'm with you, Henry.
How are you?
Father sent me. We're forging a sword for Sir Radzig, and the Chamberlain has the crossguard and grip. Father had them engraved in Sasau.
Right, they're here. The Chamberlain gave them to us for you. We looked them over. Beautiful work. never seen anything so fine.
Just make sure you don't botch it.
When did I ever botch anything?
Where shall I start?
Ah, shut up and give me what I want, or I'll kick your ass this evening.
Right away, your lordship.
Magnificent. Shame I can't keep the sword for myself. Well, I better go if we're to get the job done by this evening.
Godspeed. See you later in the tavern.
Certainly will. After today's work, the ale might even be on me.
And now, Kunesh. He was always so friendly and helpful.
God be with you, Kunesh.
What do you want?
Well, you see, you owe my father a great deal of money.
My father sent me to get the coin you owe him for the axe, hammer and nails.
I've got nothing. Clear off.
I knew you'd be trouble. Father says if you don't pay up, he'll come here himself and hammer those nails into your hairy arse.
I'd like to see him try. Fuck off, you bastard, or your old man will be pulling those nails out of you.
I must have misheard you. It sounded like you just told me to clear off. But you wouldn't be stupid enough to think you can steal, not pay your debts, and then try to scare me. Would you?
You son of a whore. How dare you speak to me like that? Didn't your thieving father teach you any manners? No? Well, I'll teach you then. Sure.
It's a bit rude of you, using that sort of terminology about my mother. Ah! Ow!
Dopić!
Ah!
You had it coming, you pup. And your old man can fuck off too.
Well, bite me, you son of a bitch. Ma! Kunesh hit me.
Ma? Ma! I'm hurt. Won't stop bleeding.
Oh, now, stop squealing like a baby and show me that. There you are, good as new. You ought to learn to do that yourself.
Thanks, Ma.
Who's there?
A locked chest. I'll need a lockpick to get into that. Fritz might have one.
We'll get around to Fritz soon enough.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Yeah, I can't really afford any charcoal, buddy. I got no money. But I would love some. For the absolutely nothing I have to actually fork out.
Do you want to learn something?
No, I don't think so. Thanks.
Suit yourself. Hail to the hero. So you haven't changed your mind about learning the craft of warfaring. Have you recovered from yesterday's great wound?
That was nothing. Except Mother noticed and had a word or two to say about it.
No mother's happy when her son starts to take an interest in swords. Where there's weapons, there's death. The question is, what do you want?
I don't want to rot in this hole forever. I feel like I don't belong here. I want to live and see the world. The world's a dangerous place and I need to know how to protect myself.
Spoken like a man. And as it happens, today's your last chance. I have to leave. So, are you ready to get stuck in?
Yeah, yes. Let's do it.
Alright, I'll wait on the ground by the sheepfold as usual.
There's just something so satisfying about being able to look down and see your feet. And I would think that, well, I think that it's clearly not that hard to do. Seems to be the more of the AAA titles that don't have feet and legs and a body.
So, can we get started?
Whereas something like Starfield, for instance, you're a floating gun. Anyway, yes, we can get started.
Good. And since today's the last time we'll be seeing each other, you can show me everything I've taught you so far. Very well. Let's start with the basics. Keep moving. Your life depends on it. All right. Now try to hit me. You have to put your weight into your attack. If you just fiddle around, you'll get nowhere. Try slashing from different sides. Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself. Nice. All right. Good. Once again. Now you're getting it. Good. Once again. The point of the blade is for stabbing. Try it a few times. Very good. Not bad. Very good. Good. Let's try something else. One strike, I can fend off without a sweat. But if you chain your strikes, I'll have a much harder time. As soon as you land one blow, follow it with another. Fine. Fine. Now you're getting it. All right, that's enough. I don't know about you, but I'm tired and thirsty. Remember though, train hard. No one becomes a master swordsman overnight. You have to work and work. And the main thing is to use what you've learned with real knowledge. There's nothing better than experience, believe me.
Henry really has no reason to be picking flowers, he just likes to sometimes, that's all.
Welcome, Henry.
Greetings, Henry.
Well,
You can't be serious, Deutsch. Insulting our king.
What insult? I say only the truth. Sigismund has done only what he had to.
He had to abduct the king. He had to lure his cousin Prokop into a trap and imprison him. He had to invade with his army of Tatars and besiege Kuttenberg.
Why not? What is this Wenceslas for a king? The empire is falling asunder in his hands. The German counts elected Ruprecht of the Palatinate as king because your Wenceslas would not go to their deeds even.
German counts. Traitor.
Now even the Pope.
God be with you, Henry.
I'm with you, Matthew. What's going on here?
Deutsch is spouting shit.
What? Just listen and you'll hear for yourself.
Someone has to bring order and reunite the empire.
What do I care about the Austrians? And nowadays, not even the devil himself can keep up with all the popes. Which is the rightful pope? The one in Rome or the one in Avignon?
Do not blaspheme, Alex.
It's true, though. Wenceslas is the king of Bohemia. Bohemian nobles are on his side. To hell with Rosenberg and his cabal. Sir Radzig is Wenceslas' commander-in-chief. He stayed loyal to the king. And if he heard you talking like this, he would have you whipped like a dog.
Your deed will soon have nothing left to rule. Jobst had to sell Luxembourg to help your king. South Bohemia is with Sigismund
and don't forget about Kuttenberg, where Germans like you kissed Sigismund's feet to keep their heads.
Yes, but...
Goodman Deutsch, this is pointless. Let us talk of more pleasant things.
My words exactly.
Deutsch has gone too far. Wenceslas is our rightful king.
Deutsch is an idiot. But what can you do?
I might have an idea. Deutsch deserves to be taught a lesson. Doesn't he, Fritz?
Too right, Matthew. Should give him a proper hiding.
Are you mad? Do you want to end up in the pillory?
Don't listen to Fritz. I've got a better idea. Deutsch was talking such shit, it made me think of that huge parliament. You know, the one right next to his freshly whitewashed house.
You think we should redecorate for him? Count me in.
Well, I'd rather torch it, to be honest. But throwing some tears will do.
What do you say, Henry?
But I was going to get ale for father and a few other things. We're finishing Sir Radzig's sword.
Come on. Throwing a few handfuls of manure is not going to take all day.
And it's our duty to defend the honor of our king.
So, how? Are you with us?
well, I'll do it, but I need something from you guys.
Alright, I'll do it. But then you have to give me a hand with something.
What do you need?
Kunesh owes money to father and doesn't want to pay. Try talking to him, but he wouldn't listen. I need more than words to get coin out of him, and I can't handle it on my own.
No problem, we'll back you up. Just as soon as we're done plastering Deutsch's house.
I'll be happy to sort out that drunken oaf.
Alright, let's go while Deutsch is still sitting safely in the tavern.
Well, come on then. Oh, waiting for me.
Welcome, Henry.
Not much of a plan of attack. I think we just grab some poo and start throwing.
So are we doing this already?
Right. We have to check that the coast is clear.
Why? Deutsch is in the tavern.
But maybe you noticed after all these years that he has a wife and a son.
And that's a problem?
Aye, it is. Henry, you go lure her away somehow.
Why me?
Because you're the clever one.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. Hi, Mrs. Deutsch.
What do you want, lad?
So, your husband's an idiot.
I just went by the tavern and your husband was in there talking nonsense. I thought someone should take him home before he gets himself in trouble.
What sort of nonsense?
Well, he kept saying that Sigismund was right and King Wenceslas is a drunkard, that sort of thing. Some people took exception, so I thought...
God almighty, the fool. Next thing he'll start on about the popes.
Yeah, maybe.
He might have mentioned the popes too.
Thank you for telling me. I just hope I can catch him before he gets into another fight.
Alrighty, let's get to this.
What are you waiting for, soldier? Fire the trebuchet! For king and country!
For king and country, my ass. This is all good, clean, fun.
Nearly as good as having that traitor in the pillory. Nearly. Now that would be sweet.
That's for Sigismund.
Woohoo! Eat shit, Docious.
You bastards! What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Hey, Hans, can't you see? We're decorating your house for you.
It's like your old man was saying in the tavern about that traitor Sigismund. We're just doing what we have to do.
Oh, sons! I'll make those smiles off your faces!
Oh, I'd like to see you try. What are you doing here, Zbyszek? Hanging out with this poxy Deutscher? Maybe you'd like to try out the latest German fashion.
That's a good shot, and no one deserves to have poo flung in his face more than Zbyszek. Okay, you'll do first. Yeah. Okay, Zbyszek, you're next.
What are you doing? For God's sake! Stop right now! The catchpole is on his way!
Okay.
Run, you cowards! We better fucking run too.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Henry's come to run the fuck away from the catchpole.
Look out.
Ah, bite me, Matthias. Random cow in the way.
May the Lord watch over you.
Well, we made it away from the catchpole. Excellent. Zbyszek, you piece of shit. If anyone deserves his ass kicked, it's him. for a number of reasons. Also Kunesh, but yeah. Also a bunch of other people too, probably.
God be with you, Henry.
Okay, now Fritz,
Listen,
buddy.
there's this locked chest I need to get into. Really? An honest trade not good enough for you anymore? It's just that someone has something that doesn't belong to him, and I want to take it back.
If you say so. It's not skin off my nose anyway. I've got some lockpicks you can have. But if you get caught, you didn't get them from me.
Never heard of you. Thanks, Fritz.
Okay. That's 4 lockpicks. Now, Matthew.
Well, we sorted that Deutsch out.
That was pretty close, eh?
That old bastard didn't stand a chance.
True, but I'm worried that fucker Hans will snitch on us.
Well, let him. Then I'll snitch on him. And anyway, what can they do to us for throwing a bit of dung?
Good point. It's not as if anyone really likes the village.
So I need help with Kunesh.
I need a hand with Kunesh.
Sure, mate. You helped us, so we'll help you.
Let's get to it then. Kunesh, get out here, you old goat. I've something to show you.
What the fuck are you here for? You want me to take a whip to you or call a catchpole?
Just try it, you old drunk.
Go ahead, get on the train. You'll need it.
Enough! Enough! I give up. Take what you want. It's not much, but it's all I have. You understand?
Not really playing Kingdom Come at all. I'm playing Peasant Punch Simulator. Thank you for the axe. Kunesh, you're a piece of shit. Now I've got 4 lockpicks and I don't have to use one on this chest. Okay. Alright. Oh, main level. I think Knight Rider. Why not? Knight Rider's good. I just want to clobber you again, Zbyszek. Okay, so I think I just need 1 charcoal, honestly. But, what can I sell you? There you go. Let's haggle.
Can we do something about the price?
Naturally.
Because I want 4 groschen.
Is this enough?
You won't convince me with that.
Damn it. 390?
You're flaying me here.
A nice sum. Just lower your demands a little and we'll agree.
380.
Aye, that would do it.
Alright. Sold. Ah, shit, I need more. I need 10 charcoal. Alright, fine. Probably should have checked that fuck. That's more than the money I have. I only have 380. I'll be back. This could go utterly disastrously.
Greetings.
But we're doing it anyway.
Try your luck. Dice? I can't wait to see how you throw.
Fucking better than you, apparently. That's a hell of a first roll, that is. I'm just scoring
I hope that's the
pass.
end of it.
Yep, definitely rolling better than you.
This'll be the one. Should I, shouldn't I? No, I don't.
Just take 100.
If I was in your shoes, I'd pass while the going's good.
Well, you flippin' not. Now leave me alone.
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything.
There we go.
Satin, damask, scarlet to please the ladies in your eyes.
We'll see.
Just come right up.
Nothing quite like a nice, relaxing game of faecal.
This'll be the one.
Thread, long and strong, sew up anything you need. Come on up and take a look. I put everything day, night, home or at work.
I'll just pass on that, I reckon.
That's it. We'll see.
I think of all the many, many role-playing games I've played over the course of my life, this has the most just simply fun beginning. I can't really put my finger on why.
Not afraid of anything, eh?
It's just nice little village that you live in.
Not afraid of anything, eh?
Your dad's the local blacksmith. You got mates who are troublemakers. It's all just fun. Oh shit, now that's a good roll.
This'll be the one.
It better flip and not be. Shit. Man.
Your turn.
Fuck you. Well, not a lot I can do there.
Ah, come on. It's time I had a throw. Not afraid of anything, eh?
Strong linen, delicate velvet, beautiful and functional.
Shit. And you screwed your own pooch.
Get the best writing. Fabric from
Red, buttons, laces. Come, people, come.
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything. Not afraid of anything, eh?
Implements, instruments, and tools.
150 left.
We'll see.
Two, three, 4, 5. There we go.
Holy mother of God, why do you punish me?
Sorry, buddy. Nice game, though. So yeah, about that charcoal that I need 9 more units of. And you want to haggle again?
I'd like to discuss the price.
Why not?
How about I give you 550?
We agreed?
That's not enough.
$6. 570?
Alright, sir.
Alright, so. Thank you, good charcoal burner's helper. Yeah. Bianca. There you are.
God save, my lovely. You're looking well today.
You too, handsome. What brings you here?
Well, you do, of course.
Beauty, of course.
Oh, noble sir. I'm as honored as any simple maid can be. And apart from my beauty, what else might your worship desire?
Well, the Deutsch is saying stupid things.
The Deutsch is mouthing off again.
Oh, don't talk to me about him. He's a good customer. But when it comes to politics, he's unbearable. The number of times I had to throw him and the others out so they wouldn't start brawling.
Well, I'd say he's in exceptional form today.
So, my old man wants booze.
I need ale for father.
A pitcher as usual?
Aye. Bring me a cool one from the cellar.
But of course. Here you are.
Thanks.
It's on me today. You can pay me back this evening.
Out of the question. Here you go. And this evening I'll have something more for you.
It's called a penis.
Thanks. You'll have something to look forward to this evening.
It's called a penis.
Oh, by the way, that shifty-looking fellow was asking after you.
Vanya?
I suppose. He's a man who makes his coin robbing honest wayfarers. I'm sure of it. I'll be happy when he's gone for good. But what in heaven's name are you up to with him?
He promised to teach me how to use a sword.
What use would that be to you?
Enough. You sound just like father. I'll be going now. See you this evening.
Hal, I've got something special for you.
Is that so? Now what would that be?
Your favorite Savior Schnapps.
Really?
Whoa!
You're an angel.
I hope you'll thank me properly later.
You bet I will.
With my penis. Yeah. Hey, buddy.
If it's charcoal you want, talk to my hired hound. I've no time now.
Alright, will do. Actually, already did. Tobias Faefar. You're a long way away from home. Vanyak. I think you find out why Tobias is there when you go through the beginning of the Woman's Lot DLC, Teresa's section. I think. Anyway.
Welcome, Henry.
Zbyszek. Absolute bastard.
Huh.
Can do one, you can, mate. Right. You might have noticed I'm not particularly fond of Zbyszek. It's because he's a complete and utter arsehole, and deserves nothing but scorn, derision, and a good clobbering.
Yeah, about time. Have you got everything I wanted?
Pretty sure I do.
I have charcoal, the hilt, and the ale. We can start.
Good job. Let's have it then, son. Well done. Right. Let's see what kind of job the master in Sasau did for us. Look at that, lad. Well, that's what I call craftsmanship.
What does the inscription mean?
Damned if I know. Doesn't look like Czech to me. Latin, maybe? Lord Radzig ordered it. Oh, this will be the finest sword I've ever made. Have you got the charcoal? Good. Then fire up the forge. We'll put it all together. By the way, someone paid me a call. I reckon you might know what it was about.
Oh, I was only flinging some poo at a wall.
Sure. Really? Because I'm pretty sure you and your friends threw dung at Deutsch's freshly whitewashed house. He was here with the catchpole earlier, and it was not a friendly visit. What got into you, Hal?
That Deutsch was talking treason in the tavern about Sigismund and the king. He got what he deserved.
Did he? You can go and clean up the mess you made and apologise to him. I have a trade to run. The German pays well, and having my son in the pillory helps nothing and nobody, least of all the king. You understand?
Yes.
Look me in the eye, Henry. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Then we'll never have this conversation again.
So you think it's right to let traitors speak ill of our king?
The boy gets caught making a fool of himself, and he still hasn't learned his lesson. So Deutsch spouts rubbish, and what? You turn into a common thug. You might win a fight with violence, but you'll never win an argument. Remember, Henry, if you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth and not your fists.
Furnace is ready.
Right, we'll do the grip. I'll heat it up, and when I take it out, you slip the grip on so it fits exactly. You know what you're doing. Do it. Good. Once more. That's it. Done. Now file it down so it sits well in the hand. I'll prepare the guard.
Father, why did you leave Prague? Who ever heard of a master swordsmith making horseshoes in a village?
I had my reasons, Hal. And here I have your mother and you. Why would I want any other life?
Do you remember Emperor Charles?
I do. Life was good under his reign.
Better than now.
He built half of Prague, and a score of castles, had a bridge made over the Moldau, and founded a university, and all without a war. He knew how to rule.
Better than Wenceslas.
Better by far. But Wenceslas doesn't have it easy. It's hard to step into the shoes of someone whose like is born only once 1,000 years.
What about Sigismund?
Do you think Charles would have brought an army down on his own people like Sigismund? No. Wenceslas may not be the equal of his father, but Sigismund, he brings shame to the royal name. How's it going? Give it here, and we'll put it all together.
It's magnificent.
Indeed it is. The Lord be with you.
Teresa.
My father sent me for those nails.
Good day to you, Teresa. They're ready. Will you fetch them for me, Hal? They're in the trunk in the living room.
Well, they're not actually, they're in my pocket. What's your problem? I mean, yeah, I'm a bit beat up, but blame fucking Zbyszek. One thing I should do while I'm here is this. Shit. Okay. I know. I don't care. That's the whole point of wasting a saviour's schnapps for this damn chest. There we go, okay. All for a book I can't even flippin' read. Yes. Pig out on apples, I suppose. There we go. And we're also at full health, because of course we are now. Because apples! Apples are wonderful things, apparently. Probably actually better if you throw them at people, but still. Teresa!
Thanks. So, how's Bianca?
She's fine. Why do you ask?
Just wondering, will you be going to the dance this evening?
We will.
Maybe we'll see each other there. Anyway, mustn't keep you. I'll be on my way. That sword is truly beautiful.
Henry!
Fine lass, eh? Now stop staring at her and come and see this. It's time for the trial by fire. We did a fine job.
I would expect nothing less from such a renowned swordsmith.
Radzig!
Those days are gone, sir.
You haven't lost your skills, though. Would you like to try it?
Sir, what good is a sword to a commoner?
Let him try it.
Huh.
You still have a lot to learn. Ask your father to show you how. He knows what he's about.
Learning his trade will serve him better in life, sir.
Perhaps. But who knows what the future holds for each of us. I see that you almost have it finished.
It just needs a polish, then Henry will bring it to you.
Excellent. Fine work, very fine. A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer. What say you, Svan?
True, Sir Radzig. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently. How odd to find such an accomplished swordsmith working in a place like this. A man of his talent would have no problem making a fortune in Prague or Vienna.
You're right. It's a very long and peculiar story.
I'd be glad to listen to it over a cup of wine, but duty calls, and I must leave. Here you are. Learn from your father. He truly is a master of his craft.
I'm sure our paths will cross again.
He certainly will.
Huh.
Once it's ready, send your son up to me with it. Good work, Martin.
Sure.
It's been an honor, Sir Ispan. Have a safe journey to Sassa.
The honor is mine, Sir Radzig. Thank you for the hospitality.
A long, peculiar history. That was a long time ago. I might tell you about it sometime, but not today.
Those are the words.
Teach me how to use it, like Sir Radzig said.
Why?
Well, it could come in useful. Maybe I'll travel a bit before settling down. I'd like to know more than the tavern on the green and the forge.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house.
Talk as if you've seen it happen.
Huh.
A man my age has seen a lot. Being a blacksmith might bring no glory, but it has its benefits, like keeping your head on your shoulders. I want to end my days in Skalitz, here, beneath the linden tree and by your mother's side.
Well, so do I, one day. But first I'd like to see the world, meet new people.
Meet them, or beat them?
Me?
Yes.
You have to keep going on about it.
Then you've no need to learn swordplay.
A messenger.
He was in a hurry. What's happened?
Oh dear. Rather a large army.
Listen carefully. Take the sword, go into the house, and grab anything else important from the trunk. Go to the castle. Hurry.
What about you?
Your mother is in the village. I'll fetch her and follow right behind.
I'll go with you.
No. You do what I say right now. Give the sword to Sir Radzig. If anything happens, he'll take care of you. He owes me.
That looked painful.
Quickly! We have to close the gates! Move! Come on, we're closing! Move it, people! Come on! We're running out of time! Oh, Henry! Thank God! Get inside, quick! We have to shut the gates! Get running, people! Come on!
Mind this for me.
Are you mad? You can't go back! Ah! Get through the gates!
See that right there, Martin? That's why Henry wants to learn how to use a sword, is so he can protect the people he cares about. That's all. Not that it would really do much good here.
Come on, Hal! You can still make it! Run! Find a horse! Ride to Talmberg! Tell them what's coming! Warn them! Run by the moats! There's a path down there! Jump down from the wall and flee!
Wow. Now we run. Leave Teresa alone, you fucking bastards. Now to get the hell out of here. Ha! You missed my nay, I can still adventure.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Rovna's in a sorry state.
Left. Talmberg is to the left, along the stream. Flee! To Talmberg! Warn the others! They've torched Skalitz!
Shit. They're right on my ass.
Flee! To Talmberg!
Yeah, whatever. I don't understand a word you're saying. I don't speak human. Shit. You don't want the horse doing something stupid like throwing you there.
Quickly, everyone! Get your asses here! Hey! Loose! Hanno, Hosenginne! Quickly! We're closing the gate!
Someone give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages. Tell me, boy, who are you and where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Yeah, they did.
Who burned it to the ground?
A huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Tartars, you say? Yeah. Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours. Grit your teeth, boy. I'm gonna pull that hair out.
Yep.
Easy. All done. You were lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone.
It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand?
I don't know until I try it.
Good as new.
Thank you.
If you idlers nothing better to do, get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage? Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground, but a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Kuttenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
Well, here we are in Talmberg, and taking a break because, well, let's face it, caffeine. I will return momentarily. We are back with caffeine having been acquired, and now we must follow Sir Robard, or... yes, there he is. He will guide us.
Wow, my carrots and radishes are coming along nicely. But something's taken a fancy to some of my apple trees. You don't see? What's that? Fruit?
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
It really isn't. It's just that
They say he was a swordsman who moved the countryside.
kind of need to eat.
I'm sure he had his reasons. He had a fine reputation.
Ah, milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojana here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
It was a long, harrowing ride.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
Must eat.
I hear you came from Skalitz today. It must have been terrible there. How did it happen?
Can we get to bed? Why reputation lost? That seems odd. Okay. I'll take everything off. Sleep.
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood? Yes, sir.
This turns out to be a long night for Henry as well.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine.
She just keeps wanting to get me drunk, that's all.
To help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You shouldn't. You could have sent a sermon.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Well, let's tell the story of the raid, shall we?
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands. fellow by the name of Kunesh owed money to father, who sent me to collect it from him. Only Kunesh had no intention of paying. It got a bit heated, as often happens when there's money involved, but Kunesh still wouldn't cough up the coin. Father was too generous for his own good, letting even a scoundrel like that buy on credit.
Pretty sure Henry's meant to be sitting on the bed.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it.
As it is where he is, I think he's sitting on nothing at all. Sir Radzig came to look at the sword, of
The sword
course.
was taking shape when Sir Radzig himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town.
It's a huge horde of attackers.
A horde of soldiers was amassed. Pennants flapped in the wind, the armour glinted in the sunlight, and the horde was They were waiting for Sigismund to get the command to attack.
How awful.
And then death descended on Skalitz. Father told me to take shelter in the castle while he went to get Mother. She was stranded in the town, surrounded by Sigismund's butchers. And then I saw
I figure they're more important than
Cuman
Bianca.
I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, of knights in full armour, saw Father and charged at him, cut down my father without a thought. And then he turned on my mother, and he murdered her in cold blood.
You poor boy. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle.
I needed an horse.
I needed a horse to get to the safety of Talmberg.
And with all that was happening, you thought of others like a good Christian.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
It's not quite how it went. I just whistled and distracted them, but hey, it worked.
It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors he went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Progrislovets, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
It's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. But it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me, an infirm old man.
That kinda sucks.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for but at least we were in the city. There was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young. Beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Lady Stephanie. I don't know. Would you really have a grin like that on your face? It's still the day that your entire... like, everybody you've ever known or cared about has been murdered in front of your eyes. Except, of course, Fritz, Matthew, and Matthias. They all end up making it out. And Teresa. But everyone else...
Help us. Don't be a coward.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is that? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Well. I'm putting my clothes back on, though.
They don't know this country well.
Hey, I'm from Skalitz. They're not all... well, I mean, they get Kunesh. Osbishek.
I didn't think of that. Not that I'm spoiling for a fight, but if I have to choose a place, right here behind the solid walls, it. True enough.
God be with you.
So what's going on, buddy?
What's happening? you heard anything?
No. It could be Sigismund's army, or his scouts, or maybe Scarlet's folk who survived the pillaging. I wouldn't expect nothing good. Take care now.
Ah. What's going on, Robard?
What's going on?
Sorry, Sir Robard.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Thanks to me.
Then who is it? The scouts Givis sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And Sir Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
Take care.
Halt! Who goes there? Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robert?
Sir Radzig, what a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense, and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
Sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I see you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! It's only a short way to Ratai now.
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrols. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body. I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Skalitz people, now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled, and report everything to me at once. Understood? Henry, I need to have a word with you.
What is it, Sir Radzig? Can I be of help?
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes. Yours are keen. Will you keep watch of the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I'll pay you back soon after all you've done for me.
Splendid. Don't worry. I'll tell the men to relieve you later. God be with you.
Yep, you can absolutely see things out in this weather. You can see so much.
Jesus Christ be praised.
What do you think about the Skalitz folk fleeing?
What do you think about that surprise during the night?
I was surprised, all right. I'm glad them people were saved, though. But just as glad it weren't Sigismund. For sure he'll come here in the end, too. But now at least we've got time to get ready for him.
Maybe he'll leave Talmberg be.
Maybe, maybe not. Could be he was only out to get Sir Radzig, because he's Wenceslas's headman. The Skalitz is a rich town, so there was plenty of loot for the taking. 2 birds with 1 stone. So he might be satisfied and leave us alone.
Reckon we'll see soon enough, one way.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Ha ha ha. Now I don't have to do that later. Because somehow it's one of those things that's actually significantly easier to do when they're when all the guards are just kind of stuck up against the wall trying to stay out of the rain. What's going on? Oh dear.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. You may be in for a surprise, though.
It's called I'll Pay You to Join Me. Okay.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Skalitz and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markvart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markvard. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday his majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Radzig Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzig of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzig is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Radzig Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzig Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with you, Robard.
God be with you.
So Robard, what do you know about the Cumans?
Where did these Cumans come from, anyway?
I don't know much about them, only what the chamberlain said. That they came to Hungary from the east and settled there. They're godless barbarians and merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them, because they dishonor our rules of war. But when there's power and money to be had, it seems that honor isn't worth my spit. And believe me, it's always about power and money.
Yeah, so what's Sigismund after?
What happened in Kuttenberg?
Gutenberg, well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good Lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed, but it was the Kuttenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad, these are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair. Him and Wenceslas's cousin, Jobst. And that cabal helped him abduct the king.
The
so then why did
bastards.
Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
For the loot.
So he could loot it?
Correct. King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire. He who commands the Kuttenberg silver is king.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favored it?
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Kuttenberg, Sigismund killed two birds with one stone. He defeated Wenceslas's most powerful allies before they could stand against him, and also gained immense wealth.
So why did he raid Skalitz?
Why did Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
Well, I have to get to Skalitz.
So Robard, I need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
Look, if you were in my shoes, you'd do the same.
So Robard, my parents died there. I can't leave them to be eaten by dogs. What would you do in my place?
Sorry, lad, but I won't take orders. You'll
Sorry,
have to wait
lad,
until everything
but I
settles
would
down
never
and
be
maybe
in
your
your
lord changes
shoes.
his mind.
Okay. That's fine. I need to visit with someone who's still upstairs.
The Lord save you. What do you need?
My lady, I hope you weren't unduly distressed by the arrival of Sigismund's army this morning.
Well, it was to be expected. And thanks to God's mercy and my good husband, there was no more bloodshed. But it's something else that distresses me. Maybe my mind deceives me. But I have an evil foreboding.
You, my lady? Surely not. No evil could possibly come to you.
I fear something bigger than this will come. That Sigismund is only another omen of imminent evil. Of great evil.
Well, I have to get to Skalitz anyway.
I'd like to ask your assistance, my lady, if I may be so bold.
What's the matter, lad?
I need to get out of the castle, and your husband is keeping me here by force.
Why, for the love of God, would you want to leave the castle?
Well, it's my duty to bury them.
My lady, I know you have a good heart. I can't live with the thought of my parents being left in the mud to be food for stray dogs. How can their souls find peace until they rest in hallowed ground?
My dear boy, you'd risk your own life to give them a Christian burial? My heart goes out to you. I will do what I can to help, though I'll tremble in fear until your return. But what can I do?
If I could just get past the guard at the gate somehow.
But you can. If you wear a proper suit of armor, and if he can't see your face, he won't recognize you and he'll let you go.
Good thinking. And where can I get the armor?
At the armory?
Where's that?
In the gate tower.
It's that
But
place
the
you've
soldiers
already
sleep in other
raided.
places around the castle too, and you might find armor nearby.
I might have to pay a bribe.
It's rather embarrassing, but if I'm to pay a bribe, I need money. Unfortunately, I don't have any.
How would you? Don't worry your head about it. This should be enough.
Thank you, my lady. I will repay you, I swear.
25 groschen, thank you.
And I'll certainly ask where I'm going.
You could tell them Sir Robard sent you to Ujitz, to ask the parish priest how the folk there are faring.
That sounds reasonable. Thank you, my lady. I must go now.
God bless.
Now...
My lady.
God be with you. I'm sorry. Do I know you?
It's me, my lady. Henry.
I didn't recognize you at all. I still think you should stay here in the safety of the castle, Henry. But I see your heart is drawing you away from here. God go with you.
She's so understanding, is Lady Stephanie. Still need an horse, though. That's the horse I came in on. No, it isn't. That's the horse I came in on. You can tell it's the horse you came in on because you're not stealing it when you get on it. Bit of a giveaway, really. So, Radim.
God be with you.
Yes, and you. I need to get out of here, buddy.
Says who? I've never seen you before in my life. And that's odd, seeing as how you're wearing our colors.
Well, Captain Robard sent me to Ushitz.
I'm Sir Robard's messenger. He's sending me to Ushitz to find out if Sigismund's army has been giving them trouble.
I might believe you if I knew who you were. Who the hell are you?
Come on, man, you know who I am.
You know who I am. I have to get out to take care of my parents. Everyone will understand why you let me go. It's the Christian thing to do. Please.
Do you think I'm a total idiot? My master will be furious if I let you out. When Captain Robard isn't happy, he makes damn sure nobody else is either.
Ah, damn it.
On the other hand, you've dressed up so nicely, and it's a shame to let it go to waste. The old man won't like it, but I'll act stupid and I won't get worse than a bollocking. If you make it worth my while, of course.
Yeah, we'll work something out. Yeah, I'll give you 12.
Agree?
More.
13?
That's not worth the bollocking I'll get from the old man. But count yourself lucky. At least you won't be going off to get yourself killed.
Oh, come
I
on.
need to get out of here.
Says who? I've never seen you before in my life.
I'm an envoy of Sir
I'm wearing
Divish.
your colours, but I'm just a messenger. Sir Robard sent me to Rattay with important tidings.
Oh, alright, alright. Farewell.
Okay, that worked. Yeah, right. Well, I'm not gonna argue. What I am gonna do is fuck off back to Skalitz to bury my parents.
Yeah.
And here we are.
You'll have to wait for me here, friend. Better to keep going on my own.
Well, that's a bunch of dead people. Rather a big bunch of dead people.
Jesus.
Dried fruit and mushrooms are quite good. But I'm not looting all of these people, it would take forever. But yes, dried stuff never goes off, which is useful. And that's a dead horse. Well, I'm going to save this.
What's that? What's... You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Okay, well he's dead. Alright. Well, let's pick some poppies while we're here, I suppose. Okay. A plethora of perforated people. That one I can't even loot. What the hell's up with that? Okay. Bandage and dried fruit, yes please. Not eating 46% dried mushrooms. It's odd that such a thing even exists, actually. I wonder why or how it came to be, considering they cannot go off. Same with these 37% dried fruit. It's not a thing that should be able to happen. A whole groschen. I'm slightly wealthier than I was before.
Sweet Jesus. It's the charcoal burner.
Well, he should have given me a better deal on his charcoal. All I can say.
Hey! Why would anyone do this? What did these poor souls ever do to them?
Ah. Go back. Take the bandage. Bandages are always useful. Well, often anyway.
Is that... Well, now, what was come pouring out from under some rock? You'll see you. Jesus Christ! Yeah. God.
I'll take those three things. There you go, because they were an upgrade. And what's my health like? Oh, still 100. Nice. Put the blade away. Shitty mushrooms. Go around to a better entrance to town. I absolutely love the sound effect of the weather. Or the sound effects of the weather. It's so believably bucketing down rain, and the thunder is so thunderous. It's awesome. Yeah, okay. Boggle in any of these places. Boggle in there. Boggle in here as well. Don't want your carrot. It is a stinky carrot, a manky carrot. A festy carrot. That place there is a fucking nightmare at low levels. Fortunately, I don't have to go there today. This is Teresa's place, I reckon. Oh, new level in herbalism, that's useful. Well, not a lot I can do there. Probably should avoid doing that. I might have to fight again. Haha! We could sleep and save if we didn't have no time to delay. Which is strange, really, because I got out of Talmberg as quickly as I possibly could. really don't suppose it matters. I'm here. We can do the thing. Oh, you are also a useless entrance. Great. Okay, we've got a... Oh. Gravedigger or Stronghold? Not using a shield, and I might have to move dead people. Dead or unconscious people. Actually, being able to transport corpses or unconscious folk more quickly is... that's potentially a life-saving thing. One moment. Just my cats being idiots. I think I'm actually going to save this because sneaking up on this fellow is a lot easier if you actually have a dagger.
Tired of life, are you?
Ah! How about that? Huh? And ow! Look, fuck you. I'm not gonna let any of you live. Marigold decoction, no, that's useful. And I can bog off, I don't need any of his stuff. Okay. Ooh, 83 health. Time to nom on some apples. Now, the corpses of people that Henry knew and possibly cared about in some cases.
He didn't run like me. The guy with a sword in his hand.
That wasn't the bailiff. This is the bailiff. He died with a groschen in his pocket and a sword in his hand. Take that. Okay. Very dead horse.
stood by his side when he did this to you. In the end, you were a hero. You didn't run away. You didn't abandon me like me.
Oh no, Bianca!
Why? Not you. It wasn't supposed to be you, Bianca. I'll find the bastards that did this to you. I'll find them. I swear it. Just wait a moment. I'll take care of my parents, and then I'll come back for you. I'll take this as a keepsake to remember you by, Adela.
Yep, I'll take the Saviour's schnapps as a keepsake to remember her by. The ring I'll just sell. It's actually not true, I'll wear the ring for a little bit. But, yeah. No, here they are. Mummy and Daddums.
Why did you do it to me, Father? Why? Why did you leave me?
Didn't really have much choice, Henry.
Forgive me. Forgive me for everything. Next time I won't run. I'll never run away again. I'll find the one who did this to you. I remember his face. I'll find him. But first, I have to find the shovel and take care of you. I remember you told me you wanted to lie beside Mother. Here. Under the linden tree. At least I can do that much for you.
I'll take that as my pocket money. can't get there from here. I need to go around all the way.
Get away, you mutt!
Oh, look, it's Zbyszek again.
Get away, you beast!
What's going on? Bishop? What in God's name are you doing?
That's not how we play
What do you
with
think I'm
doggos.
digging turnips? The beast just went for me.
Isn't that not the butcher's? Mutt? Isn't that body the butcher's?
Yeah, that's him. What's that got to do with anything?
Well, you're looting corpses. That's only cool when I do it.
Seems to me that dog knows exactly why he's going for you. You're picking dead men's pockets.
Am I? Well, it looks like I'm not the only one. How is your looting more honorable than mine?
You think I'm as bad as you? How dare you?
Don't like the truth, do you? Well, if we can't talk things over, come on. Let's see what you're made of.
Now, there's no excuse for that kind of language.
That's right. Turn tail and run, you bastard.
Call me a C-word. He's a C-word. I know, Mutt. What a C-word he is.
Easy then. Alone. Your good master won't be needing this.
Oh, nearly 9 groschen. I'll absolutely take all of that. You're alright, Mutt. Okay. Now let's go and dig a hole. I'll be back in a minute to deal with you. The castle's seen better days. So has the forge, come to think of it. Well, no, that was sit, not dig. here, isn't it? Yes, there we go.
So, let's get to it. Damn it all. How am I going to do this?
Do you need some help? Is that him?
Yes. Can't you see the sword? Who are you? What do you want? Zbyszek?
Who do you think we are? Franciscan brothers? We're here to rob you of everything you've got. Especially that fine blade that's of no use to a peasant like you anyway.
Banish the thought. It is my father's sword.
Runt here is an absolute C word.
Listen here, boy. You have I might just let you go. If not, you're in for a family reunion you really don't.
Leave me alone.
Kill him, Runt! Aye. Cut the bastard down. As you like. Could have just cost you a few teeth. Ah!
There's absolutely no way to win that fight, though. Next time we meet, though, Runt.
You should have listened to me. This is nice work. The chief is going to like it. It's new, isn't it? Now, for the maiden bloodletting. Surely your father never would have imagined it would be your...
Oh, I've killed a bunch of people with it already.
I believe there's a word for such moments. The old man would certainly know. But I'm just a common killer. Did you help make it? No doubt you did. Such miserable luck. To die by the sword you helped forge.
Hey, go fuckers!
Haha, Teresa.
The games are over.
Oh no, I'm in horrible red world.
Nicak, mi buti dalej. Épp megköszönöm. Na, hogy a faszba.
Do you need some help?
Henry! There's work to be done. Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise.
Henry, can you hear me?
Get up, Henry. Wake up. It's a new day.
Henry, can you hear me? Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
Teresa?
You still have a fever. Uncle won't be pleased, but you'll have to stay in bed.
Where am I? In Skalitz?
We're at my uncle's mill in Rattay. I didn't know where else to go.
What happened?
You don't remember anything? I suppose that's not surprising. I found you in Skalitz after those bandits attacked you. I thought they'd done for you, but you were still breathing. Why in heaven's name did you go back there? It was madness. They slaughtered everyone who didn't run.
My parents, I wanted to bury them. I had to...
Don't worry. I took care of it.
Thank you.
Any good Christian would have done the same. Now sleep. You need your strength back.
A few delirious days later.
Good morning.
It's near midnight. You've slept all day.
Oh, I feel like a horse fell on me.
The beating you took was worse. But at least the fever's broken.
How did you find me?
How did you manage to save me?
You were lucky. I was in Skalitz and I saw Zbyszek and his thugs. I tried to distract them, but it would have been no use if those soldiers from Talmberg hadn't arrived. They were searching for you and scattered the bandits.
So what were you doing in Skalitz?
What in the world were you doing in Skalitz?
Waiting to die.
What?
They killed my brothers, my family, my friends.
They're all dead.
All of them. Everyone I ever loved. They killed one of my brothers in the mines. After that, what did I have to live for?
Don't say that. There's always hope.
No, there isn't. But it doesn't matter. I'm a different person now.
So they were looking for me?
Searching for me?
Yes. Lord Divish sent them, led by Captain Robard. So tell me, why is a lord of such high standing interested in a blacksmith?
Sir Divish promised Sir Radzig he'd look after me. But as for why they should care, I've no idea.
I'm tired.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
I'm not surprised. I'll bring you water and something to eat. In the meantime, rest. You're still very weak.
And even later.
morning to you. How's the invalid today?
Ugh, haven't felt as good as this since they lashed me to the wheel and quartered me on the town square.
Got your sense of humor back. You must be better. My uncle will be glad to hear it. I had a job persuading him to let me bring you here. If you'd lain around much longer, he really would have dumped you on the town square. You can stay until you find somewhere else to live, but my uncle will want payment for taking you in and caring for you.
Where am I?
And this is your uncle's house?
We're in Ratay Mill. My uncle's miller Peshek. He took me in, and I talked him into taking care of you too.
I've been lying around long enough.
I've been lying here long enough.
Uncle will be pleased he's one mouth less to feed. But are you truly well enough?
Well enough to do what has to be done. Where can I find Sir Radzig?
He's in the lower castle in Perkstein. He's a guest of Sir Hanush of Leipa. But someone like you can't just walk up bold as you please and demand an audience.
I know Sir Radzig, and I didn't bring him his sword as I was supposed to. I must see him.
If you insist. But you need to speak to my uncle first. You've been in your sickbed for over a fortnight while he paid the apothecary to tend to you, and for medicine. That's a good deal of a coin you owe him.
I've been lying here 2 weeks. My God.
Better a fortnight in bed than an eternity in the grave. If it weren't for my uncle, you wouldn't be here at all.
I owe you my life.
I owe you both my life. And I'll repay my debt. You have my word.
All right. But before you go to town, you should eat something. You're still weak. There's food on the table for you.
Well. Okay, I think that's where I'll end things for now. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. And farewell for now.